The new Philips Hue app update finally opens a whole new world of home automation through HomeKit. I'll show you the new Home tab design, how routines are now automations, and how to add widgets to your iPhone screen to control your lights and scenes directly from your iPhone. If you're excited about this update, press that thumbs up button. Okay, first things first, how do you update? If you go into the app and you go over to the settings side, you can scroll down to a software update. Now, as of this recording, when I tried that, it wasn't up to date. So I had to go to the App Store and update there. So because I had HomeKit, the Hue app asked me to import the rooms from my HomeKit. Not all the rooms in my house have Hue bulbs, but the ones that do, they show up in the proper room. Let's take a look in the office or the studio where I have a few Hue bulbs. Now, like before, what they did, they show the room and the current colors in the room. They put all the scenes on the top in tiles. You just press one of the tiles and it changes the color of the scene. After you press it, each of the scene tiles has a pencil icon. And then you can adjust the brightness there or change the scene any way you'd like it. Cancel or save there. I didn't want to change anything in this scene. So the other feature they finally added is when you press these three dots next to the scene, you can add it directly to HomeKit. It pre-populates with what the scene is called in your Hue app to HomeKit. You can change it if you'd like. Now I just added this deep blue scene, so all blue lights. So if I go over to the HomeKit app, boom, there it is, deep blue right there in my home, and it works great. That's so much easier than it was. Before, you had to pretty much almost manually do everything. It just didn't work great before. So another thing they added is the scene gallery. So all your scenes are in tiles up here on the top. If you go to this Hue scene gallery, you can browse pre-made by Hue scenes. So let's try a few of these. Ocean Dawn, Lake Mist. I like Lake Mist, so I want to add that to my scenes. And then it pops up as one of my scenes. The little shuffle icon on each of the scenes changes the color of the bulb within the spectrum of the scene, so you can change it slightly to look exactly how you want it before you add it to your scene. Okay, well I want this one in my HomeKit, so I'll add that to my HomeKit, save it as Ocean Dawn, then I go over to my HomeKit. Okay, let's go over to my office. Ocean Dawn. Right there. So Philips Hue changed their routines section to automations. You see it has the lightning bolt there on the bottom. All right, because I have most of my house not fitted with Hue bulbs, I use the automations that are in HomeKit, not in Philips Hue, but let's try to create an automation through here. There are a few different kinds you can do. Wake up with light is, the features are great. Let's say I want to wake up every weekday at 7 o'clock. I can add that. I choose exactly which either entire rooms or which specific lights I want to turn on. You can select those on or off, which is nice. Okay, let's say done. Now it's going to wake me up at 7 o'clock every weekday. The nice thing is that you can change the fade duration. So say I want it to slowly turn on over 30 minutes. So from 6:30 to 7 o'clock, it'll slowly fade on. So that's a great little feature there. And if I don't like it, we'll turn lights off. Yes, I can turn lights off after 1 hour. Cool. Great little feature set there, and it's very slick. Save it there in the top right corner, and it's done. If I don't like it, I want to delete it. Swipe, delete, beautiful. Love the interface. Absolutely stunning. So one of the best things that they added was functionality for widgets and for shortcuts. In the settings page, you can read what they're talking about, but you can add widgets on the home screen of the iPhone to control your lights. So we're going to do that. What you have to do is you have to go through shortcuts. If you don't have the Shortcuts app, go to the App Store and download Shortcuts. It's absolutely necessary for automating if you have HomeKit and iPhone and you want to connect things like Hue. It looks like this. And we're going to open it up, and I'm going to add a new shortcut. Press the plus button in the top right-hand corner. Add action. In the search bar, you search for Hue. Now they have Hue in here. So under Hue, I can do all of these things. I can activate a scene, turn rooms or certain lights off, all lights off. Setting scenes is probably the biggest thing you may want to do. So I'm going to activate a scene. Let's say in the office, I want to set the scene. You just click on these individual parameters and you can set a scene. Let's say I want to set tropical twilight in there. If I want it to notify me, I'll show you with and without it. There's the toggle there on the drop down, whether you want it to show you when it's run. I think it's annoying. I like to turn it off. Okay, so I'm going to go next, and what do we call this? Savannah or something like that. Done. So now it's Savannah. If you tap the tile, it activates it, or you can press the ellipsis in the top right corner to edit the shortcut. So if I tap it, it shows me, hey, we ran this scene and it changed all the lights in this room to this tropical twilight scene, which is awesome. Let's do another one. Let's add a hue, I have to spell it right, hue scene, and I'm just going to say office to a deep blue. We'll call it just blue. Done. So if I tap that, boom, the whole room turns blue. I can even say, hey Siri, blue. And she does have to think about it for a second because it's going through the Hue app.
Okay.
It should work on the lock screen as well. Hey Siri, Savannah.
Done.
So now, if we want to add a widget, we're going to go to a home screen. We just long press it. Up in the top left-hand corner, we do the plus. And I'm going to search widgets. You can't search for Hue. It doesn't show up under Hue. You have to search for shortcuts. So under shortcuts, you press shortcuts, and I can decide if I want a one-button scene, maybe to turn my lights on or off, I can do that. I think it's big and blocky. I'd rather do a bigger shortcuts folder, which is this. It gives you 4 that you can touch, or you can do a big shortcuts folder if you want to control all your scenes. Alternatively, if you go into the Shortcuts app and you click on the ellipsis and you go to this upload button down in the corner, you can say add to home screen. You can then choose a photo or a file if you want there to appear, and then you add it directly to your home screen, and then you have a small icon button that will run your automation. You can have a whole page on your iPhone to control just your scenes or your lights. We're going to add this shortcuts folder. I'm going to go add widgets, and automatically it has my top shortcuts there in the top. So I press Savannah. It loads Savannah, gives me a notification, or press blue, and it loads blue. You don't see it, but all the lights in my room are changing colors as I press each one of these. Now, if I want to edit this widget, you just long press it, and you can arrange things how you want. If you want to edit the actual what happens, you go back to the shortcuts folder and you press the ellipsis. Say I don't want it to notify me when you change it. I can see that the lights change. I can click that off, and then as I go back to the home screen, I press Savannah, and it just does it. Overall, it's been a great, beautiful update. I love the new design with the new tiles, a lot of additional functionality, great new automations. I mean, you can do geo-based automations, lovely. But the best part is that we can finally integrate the Hue app with shortcuts in iOS and HomeKit. It makes Hue an ultimate viable solution for HomeKit. If you like this video, if you like DIY projects or home automation things, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.